Hello again, fellow racers. Welcome back to the channel. This is round 3 of the Ultimate Racing League Alfa Romeo 155 series. We are here in the Red Bull Ring in Austria. Without further ado, we'll have a quick look at the grid. So we've got Grasshopper is on pole. We've got Wayne G is in second place. We've got Toten is in third place. We've got Molson 4th. Flash Mexi is 5th. Brian Moncani is 6th. Ice Chan 7th. Somerset Sarge is 8th. Hodgie is 9th. Palmer is 10th. Dan Bailey is 11th. Boy Boosted in 12th. And Vex didn't manage to make it for the first one, but I think he'll be here for the second one. So without further ado, let's get into it. The klaxon has sounded. They're getting hold at the lights and they're off. Look like Toten getting the best start out of everyone there. He almost managed to jump past Grasshopper, but he's now being blocked off by Wayne G. So Wayne G and Grasshopper, 1 and 2. As he come around the first turn, Wayne G's managed to take that place off of Grasshopper. Toten's not far behind him. We've got Molson in the mix as well. So we've got Wayne G followed by Grasshopper, followed by Toten, followed by Molson. Then we've got Flash Mexi, Ice Chand, Brian Moncani. Brian Moncani actually switching place with Hodgie there, I believe. Brian Moncani actually trying to come alongside the humbug of Ice Chan there, but not quite managing to do so. Oh, there's been issues in turn 1. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Ice Chan got taken out. Yeah, Ice Chan actually finding himself all the way on the back of the pack now. I'm not sure what happened there. Didn't actually see the contact, but Toten and Wayne G having a battle up here in first place. Wayne G's actually picked up a 0.5 second penalty, so I think Grasshopper's going to manage to get through on him. Where's Molson gone? Molson's not too far behind him, is he? There he is. You can just see Molson there. He's starting to be hounded by the rest of the pack now, so these top 3 actually trying to make a getaway from the rest of the pack. They've created a bit of a gap already, and I'm sure they're going to continue to do so through the duration of the lap. This is only lap 1. Just coming up to the final. I think they're on the final sector now. Wayne G having to serve that penalty. I think Grasshopper's gone through, and he has. So Toten now starting to cement his lead. He's already created a bit of a gap to Grasshopper. He's gone ball with the race leader for a minute. Obviously these I think there were 3 15-minute races. I thought it was 15-minute and 2 20-minute races, but I think they have turned out to in fact be 15-minute races, so 3 15-minute races. Not having to run the mediums in one of these races because I believe race 2 was a wet one. So obviously with the lads having the option to run the intermediates or the wets, not actually having to run the mediums in this round. I'm sure it's going to throw a few spanners in the works when the rain comes. So yeah, Toten has actually managed to extend that gap to at least a couple of seconds now. Here's DJ Grasshopper. He's trying to chase him down, but unsuccessfully so far. Just looking like Toten's got a better drive coming out of the turns there. Definitely got the momentum over DJ, so DJ still not too far off the back of him though. He's still having to worry about Wayne behind him. Wayne G is firmly trying to challenge him for that second place. We've seen how fast Wayne G can be. I know he's been getting to grips with his new wheel, but I think he's finally started to feel fairly comfortable with it, and definitely trying to transform this into a podium. Where he'll be on the podium leaves to be seen, but he's doing all right at the moment. So we have still currently got Toten in first place, Grasshopper's in second place, and Wayne G is in third. We've got Molson's there in 4th. He's actually managed to create a bit of a gap now to Flash Mexi, so having not a bad race so far is Molson. Flash Mexi though starting to creep onto the back of him. Looking like I think he may be within slipstream range towards the end of this lap, but all it takes is that one little mistake and you end up with someone on the back here, on the bumper, maybe even challenging you for that place. So Molson's going to have to keep his wits about him. So Flash is 5th place, then we've got Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey's in 6th. Dan Bailey being hounded by Hodgie. Hodgie's right on his bumper there. He's got a 0.5 second penalty, so that's going to give Dan a bit of breathing space for a lap at least. So, Toten, Grasshopper, Wayne G, Mawson, Flash Mexi 5th, Dan Bailey 6th, Hodgie's there in 7th. Nice bit of a gap between him and Somerset Sarge, so not having to worry about defending at the moment. He's firmly got his sights set on Dan and trying to attack Dan for that 6th place. He's kind of lost some momentum there slightly though, not actually hurting him as much as it may have done on some of the other tracks. I think it's because it's as you serve the penalty, you're slightly going downhill, so you don't lose quite as much of the momentum. I might be talking absolute nonsense there, but that's my theory and I'm sticking with it. Somerset Sarge is back, he's here in 8th. So he had some decent results in the GT2, did Somerset Sarge, in the GT2 Endurance Cup Championship. And he's back for this, for the one make. Be interesting to see how he's doing in the tables. We'll have to have a run down through the tables at the end of round 3. I will try and make my utmost to remember to actually do that this time. Obviously, we know the faux pas I made at the end of the Sylvia Championship. Got so excited with the action, I actually forgot to announce the winners. But yeah, Wadru was in the end crowned champion. I think Alba came a close 2nd. Can't quite remember who was 3rd. But anyway, we're now on board with Brian Moncani, who's in 9th. He's being hounded by Ice Chan. Ice Chan's not far behind him. He's starting to have a look, so Ice Chan, after dropping down to 12th, he's managed to make his way up to 10th. Not really getting his way through the pack as quick as he'd have liked, I think, but he's getting his head down and he's trying to make the most of it. I know he's been having some issues with his pedals, so it'll be interesting to see if we can see that through the inputs. Obviously you see the inputs on the bottom of the screen there. Obviously you can see the accelerator on the right and then the brake on the left. He's been having brake pedal issues, so should be able to see if that starts flickering. Boy Boosted in 11th. Boy Boosted having quite a good cup campaign so far. I think he's actually sat in 4th at the moment in the overall in the series. So some decent driving being had by Boosted. He's had some good rounds. Currently sat in 11th. A little way to go to get on the back of Chan, but not having to worry about defending against Palmer. Palmer's quite a way back off him now, when you see him there. I think you could just see Boy Boosted's car just going round the 3rd turn, or would that be turn 4? Turn 3 or turn 4, anyway. Back on board with our race leader. And Grasshopper's actually managed to start catching up to him. He's actually in that slipstream now, so Toten's going to have to start going a little bit defensive if he doesn't want to lose that first position. Wayne G's actually dropped a little bit off the back of him now. He's starting to be challenged by Mawson, so just coming out to the halfway stage of this race. Yeah, you see Grasshopper is trying his utmost. He's definitely pushing that Alpha, testing its limits and trying to I think he's going to be trying to challenge Tony for that first place anytime soon. I think he might be having a sniff now. We're going to have to oh, he came over to the inside to have a look, but he's thought better of it and he's staying behind Toten for the duration of this lap. He had a better drive out of turn 1 though, I think he's alongside Toten now. Grasshopper looking really strong in this halfway stage of this race. Is he going to manage to go around the outside of Toten here? I don't think he is, but he might get it done. Trying to stick it there, but Toten had the line, so Grasshopper glances slightly off his bumper. I think that took a bit of momentum away from him, but he's still firmly with Toten. Toten covering that inside. Not having to go too defensively against DJ at the moment, because DJ's not as close as he was on that previous lap, but We have seen he was right over the back bumper of Toten, so I do think we may see him going for a move soon. He's going to stay with him now. He's going to try and use that slipstream, come down at start-finish straight, I believe, and I reckon we'll see that move come into turn 1. Meanwhile, Wadey G, I think Wadey G's kind of hoping that he might be able to get a sniff in as well. Might be able to get a sniff for that first or second place. He's doing well at the moment. He's sat on the podium, so if he keeps it consistent, there'll be some decent points there for Wayne. Be a nice little outing for him. And there we see Grasshopper. He has actually pulled alongside Toten now. Is he going to get a move done? I think he's slightly ahead. I think Toten's going to have to concede that position, and he has. He might get a switchback done though. Grasshopper looking a little bit out of shape through the exit of turn 1. I think Toten's managed to come alongside him again. He has. This may be the shape of things to come. I think we're going to see a three-way battle. It's Wadey G. He's managed to close right up onto the back of Grasshopper now. We've got Toten followed by Grasshopper, followed by Wadey G. They're closest than they've ever been. Closer than they've ever been. Toten moving over early to cover that inside. Trying to take the advantage of the racing line. He knows that he's got Grasshopper behind him, so he's having to assess it and see if he's having to go defensive. Not quite having to go defensive there though, so trying to take the optimised line. Or optimal line. We're coming up to like 5 minutes left of this race. I think it's 4.5 minutes. We're going to have to come back to this front field battle shortly. Want to see what the rest of the pack's doing. So Toten is currently in first place, followed by Grasshopper in second. Wadey G is there in third. Molson still in fourth place. Flash is starting to catch up to him though, isn't he? I did say that might happen. And it does look like Flash is on the charge at the moment. Grasshopper actually with the current fastest lap of 1:35.7. Will be interesting to see if that changes. Dan Bailey now being hounded by Somerset Sarge. Somerset Sarge all over the back of him. Is he going to go for the move there? I don't think he is. I think he's going to stay with Bailey through the start finish straight, and he may go for that lunge into turn 1, but we see Somerset Sarge is a very intelligent driver, and I don't think he's going to be going for any silly dives, so and now as we see he actually backed off slightly there, choosing to stay in the slipstream with Dan, so Dan's still currently 6th, Somerset Sarge is 7th. Nice team dynamics library there for Somerset Sarge. I thought he was rocking the same one as Molson, but turns out it's different. It's just a red car, same as Molson's, but different livery, so very nice. It's actually a Team Dynamics Michelin themed livery, inspired. Hodgie with a Hambridge Transport livery. Shout out to Hambridge Transport Limited, your logistics solutions. Oh, Hodgie takes a bit of a wide line. Oh no, he's dipped a wheel on the gravel. It's going to let Raj through. Raj has gone through. Oh, his Chan managed to take up 8th place. Hodgie's dropped down to 9th. I think we've had a change at the front as well. Grasshopper's taken up the lead again, so he's managed to take that off for Toten. We'll go on board with the race leaders in just a second. And Somerset Sarge is closer to Dan Bailey than he's ever been, so I think we may see that move coming soon, or we're going to see Somerset Sarge going for the move soon against Dan Bailey. We're going to have a look at this quickly. They are very close. I think it's going to be one of the closest battles on track at the moment, apart from Grasshopper and Toten, so looking like he's carried the momentum through there. Perhaps he's going to manage to get it done down the start finish straight. I think he's got to right. Dan's going defensive. He's starting to move over to the inside. He's moved back over. Somerset Sarge slinging it to the inside. Oh, and he's thought better of it. He's staying behind him again for another lap, so we'll come back to these two in a minute. Ice Chand is an 8th. So he's after that incident on lap 1, he found himself at the back of the pack. He's now found his way back to 8th place. Definitely using the most of that rubber. So Hodgie's down in 9th. Oh, and Somerset Sarge managed to go past Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey fighting it back though. He's on the inside. Danny Bailey, he's fighting that position. He's going to retake 6th position momentarily. I think he's going to have the inside for this turn. Somerset Sarge is still there. They're still side by side. And he has. Dan Bailey's taking that turn, but Somerset Sarge getting the switch back. Somerset Sarge has gone back through again, so he's retaken that 6th position off of Dan Bailey. Mammoth battle going on for 6th place here between Dan Bailey and Somerset Sarge. We're going to have a rundown for the rest of the pack because otherwise we're going to lose what's going on with the race leaders. Hodgie now being challenged by Brian Moncarney. Brian is in 10th, Hodgie is in 9th. Brian wants that 10th position. I'm sure Hodgie's going to be hoping he can hold him off for the remainder of this race. I think it's going to be half a second, so 30 seconds left of this race. I think we're going to go on to the final lap soon. Boy Boosted's down there in 11th. Palmer's managed to catch up to him in 12th. Palmer's going to go past when Boy Boosted serves up penalty. And he didn't need to wait for the penalty. He's pulled alongside. He's gone firmly through. Boy Boosted with another penalty there. So we will go on board with the race leaders. This is your top 3. They've been there since the start of the race and they are still there. I think this is going to be the final lap now. Yeah, this is the final lap. I think we're going to have some people not managing to... So Palmer's finishing at 11th. Boy Boosted, 12th. Is your race leader, Toten challenging Grasshopper for the first place. Looked like there was a tiny bit of contact there, a little bit of grease in the bumpers, but everything's alright, so DJ still firmly in first place. It'd be a good result for DJ if he manages to bring it home there. I think Toten's going to be doing all he can to try and get past him though, so... Everyone looking a tiny bit out of shape for that last turn. Nobody losing control though, so... I think this might be how it finishes unless Toten manages to go for a late lunge. Again, very good, very clean driver is Toten, so I don't think he's going to go for any risky moves, but I think it should be a drag race. No, it's not. So this is going to be how it finishes. Grasshopper taking first place. Toten is in second. Wadey G is in third. Molson, 4th place. Flash, 5th. Somerset Sarge, what happened to Dan Bailey? Somerset Sarge bringing it over 6th. Royce Ice Chand is 7th. Hodgie is an 8th. Brian Moncarney 9th. Dan Bailey. So Dan Bailey must have had an instant. He must have had a moment. He's finished in 10th place. Palmer getting past Boosted at the end there. He's taken up 11th. And Boy Boosted finishing the pack in 12th place. Well, that was race 1, guys. I hope you see me for the next one. I'll see you in the next race. I've been your boy Vex. Good night.